Dominick Cruz, Marlon Chito Vera, massive fight in the bantamweight division, possible title fight implications. Very tough fight for both men. Marlon Chito Vera is getting better and better every single time out. Dominick Cruz, a legend and an OG of the division. Tell me who you think wins, why, break it down, give me the goods.
Man, don't hold me to this because I still been digging into both these guys' fight film. I've been watching it all last night, all today. And I just keep going back and forth. You know, it's really the power, durability, and patience of Chito Vera versus, you know, just the funky footwork, figure eight kind of style of Dominick. Like, I don't know, like you get a different Dominick Cruz all the time. So, excuse me, the Dominick Cruz that fought like Cody Garbrandt, we haven't seen that guy in a while, but obviously he's still in there. It's weird that like Chito starts slow, which I think could hurt him, but it could be okay though. It definitely hurts him in 3-round fights. He starts really slow. Defensively, he does stay super tight and, you know, he shells up, hands real high, which I think versus other guys in the division would be a big problem. But Dominick comes so wide and loopy a lot of times that I think that's probably the best defense to have for that style. I like Chito's patience a lot. He picks something that he wants to really work on, whether it's the leg kicks or it's body shots or whatever. And he doesn't get discouraged early. So in a 5-round fight, he's willing to lose 2 rounds to really diminish the ability of your lead leg or whatever he happens to be working on. It's been a while since I've seen someone stick to a game plan, no matter what's going on up here. If his game plan is to attack the legs, he's staying on the legs. And essentially the only thing that's going to beat Chito is if he just runs out of time. I don't think Dominick's going to be able to hurt him enough to finish him. I like his physicality, how he pressures people, he walks him down. And I've had a lot of fun the last couple of days, really just watching a lot of Chito. But you know, if I had to pick a winner, I think Chito loses the first 2 and comes on strong the last 3.
I agree with you. If we're going to see a finish, I think it'll come from Chito. I don't see Dominick stopping Chito. I can see him winning a decision. And I talked about this to both of them earlier, you know, because Chito does start slow. He's a slow starter. I was talking to Jason Perillo before saying, so what have you been doing to try and combat that? Because even in a 5-round fight, you're right, in a 3-round fight, it's super dangerous. But even in a 5-round fight, if Cruz gets up the first 2 rounds simply with his movement, not by doing so much damage, but using that frustrating footwork, dancing around the place, kind of outpointing him, getting in, bing, land a couple, and then getting on his bike and dancing around the octagon. If he does that and Vera's a little bit slow off the mark, doesn't have that sense of urgency and dips down 2 rounds, well, he's under a lot of pressure to ensure that he has to win the next 3, because if he doesn't, he's going to lose a decision. I think Vera has the harder shots. I think he's going to walk him down. He's going to try and cut off the cage. Dominick Cruz is going to do Dominick Cruz. I do believe takedowns are going to be a big key for Cruz. Look at the Frankie Edgar fight. Not that Vera can't grapple. Of course he can. Right. I think he's got 7 submissions in the UFC or 2 his record. He's had some very, very dynamic submissions. I love watching Vera fight. Obviously, I'm a friend of his. I'm a friend of Dominick Cruz's as well. Cruz was giving me shit going, you know, I guess you're going to be biased in the commentary. I was like, bro.
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about? No, I'm not. He says, yeah, but you're boys with him. I said, yes, Marlon Vera trains with Jason Perillo and we are friends, you know. I said, but Dominick, we're also friends as well, aren't we? We have worked with each other at Fox and the UFC since about 2012. Do you know what I mean? I would like to, we've been out drinking many.
Think you guys would be friends.
I would like to think, even though we're always doing this and we're always butting heads and talking shit, it's a bit of a joke in there. I would like to think that we're both friends as well, Dominick. You know, may the best man win. He's like, yeah, right, okay. I'm like, come on, Dom, come on. Right. There's going to be no biased commentary. Well, I've got to ask you then, if you were to place a bet right now, where would it go?
I would put it on Chito because Dominick winning depends on a couple things. It depends on his movement and his ability to not take any shots. As he's getting older, he doesn't fight often enough for me to see that those slow diminishing effects happen. At some point in time, Dominick Cruz is going to fall off the edge. I'm not saying that's going to be Saturday, but even if he slowed down a little bit, I think he's going to have a tough time. If he's down a notch, then that evens the playing field, and then that tells me Chito's got the harder shots.
He's a 37-year-old bantamweight. So that's a fair point to make.
Yeah.
Those lighter weight classes, we know they rely on speed.
I think that's what happened to Joseph Benavidez. I still think technically and skill-wise, Benavidez is probably still one of the best guys in the world.
Oh,
but his whole game is built around his reaction time and his speed. It doesn't need to fall a lot, just a fucking little tick down, and it changes the whole game. A fraction changes the whole game. If that happens to Dominick, since the last time he's fought, it's gonna be a tough time.
Look at athletics, 100-meter sprints and all the rest of it. You're dealing with milliseconds that will make you a world champion or not. And it is kind of like that. As you say, you just lose a little bit. And if we look here, Dominick Cruz is a plus 155 underdog coming into this one. Hometown, 37 years old, 4 fights in the last 6 years, 2-2. San Diego, a lot of pressure. Do you think that's going to affect him?
I do a little bit. I think the age, I think being at home, I think you start changing shit. Like fighting at home is always great, but everything's different. You're used to traveling. You're used to being in hotels. You got your system. You got your I don't know, your routine. That all changes when you're at home. You know what I mean? And the other bullshit that comes along with that. But who knows, man? Dominick might show up and just be a little bit of a flashback to the old Dominick Cruz. I'm not going to discredit him, but I guess that's my job as an analyst on the desk. I make the picks and I tell you why. I mean, that's my pick, and he'll probably hate me for it.